Hello and welcome. I am the Suit&Tie Dip&ChewGuy, and this is the number 12 review of the Euro Snus playlist. So, it will be another in a string of loose, that is, not pouched, not portioned products. And we will be taking a look at this guy. Now, for those that missed the first review of this line, which was eaten 2 weeks ago, I'm showing side banding because all the lids on these things, for the most part, look like this. Okay, so this is Mustang, and I'm going to move it right over the desk. Now, as far as the name Mustang, I do not know. This is a Swedish product, and Mustang, besides Americans being like, the car, is a name for feral horses in the western part of the United States. Particularly horses that ancestry goes back to horses that were brought over by the Spanish in very early colonial times. So how or why the Swedes decided to use the name, I lost in translation. I have no idea. But we're going to take it over the desk and take a closer look. And here we are. So, as you can see, I am not sure about the name there. I am sure one of my subscribers that is very into Swedish products will tell us what that is. It could just be Swedish for... No, actually it couldn't do that. I was about to say Swedish for Swedish match, but I already know that's wrong. So I am not sure. Anyway, a lot of these products from Swedish Match have this basic layout on their lids. It is a plastic lid. It's got a raised boxed rim, and that is the emblem or some formation of that. The only one that I know of that I've looked through that differs from this is the Eaton product. All right, going around to the side banding, basically what you have is a very long, stretched out warning label in Swedish, and then Mustang Los a number of times, Los being loose. Okay? You then do have the ingredients, and the website is www.swedishmatch.se. All right? Barcode, and then the large branding. On the back, that is an ink stamp with smaller ink stamps for the dates. Okay, so for the record, this is going up the night that I am recording it. It is the 9th of November, 2022. All right, so it was produced on the 10th of August of this year, and it is best before the 16th of November. However, I have people telling me that if fridge kept, these things last quite a while. Warning label again up top. The fact that it is 42 grams, which is considerably more grams, at least, well, I'll tell you right now, and we'll do the can comparison at the same time. So this is a can of Stoker's, and we have 34.02 grams. This is 42 grams, all right? So it's about a difference of 8. Size comparison. The can of Stoker's is just won't sit in the recess, all right? But it is larger to an extent. The Mustang product, that is, about the same depth, all right? So on the back, basically, it has Swedish Match down the bottom. Now, why is it an ink stamp? Well, that is because a majority of these cans, well, 7 in total that are in-house, I did one already, so this is the second, are in fiberboard, and that is what you're looking at. You are looking at white fiberboard. All right, so I'm going to get this opened up. They have sort of papery bands in the Copenhagen style. The lids do fit over the can. There is no recess on the can, so it is very similar to that, except for the lid not being metal, of course. So, oh, wait a minute. Am I open there? Okay. And that's what I thought. Now, this product was bouncing around in here like a hockey puck, and it is very condensed. I had this fridge kept, and since it was a mini fridge, it had a Freon, I don't know what you call them exactly, basically like a Freon-filled radiator at the back of it, and I had this right next to that. So I'm not sure if I overcooled it, but I didn't remember this being contracted and feeling it rattling around in the can before. So it was in good shape until I got my hands on it, basically. It is looking very dark. That is basically correct, what you're seeing. All right, it is clumpy, and it will leave a print, a fingerprint. Now, due to comments I got on the last video, I am, although going to continue to put it in my lower lip, I am going to use the pearless maker. All right, mine has this on it. It is basically so I can actuate it. That's a broken pencil because this is a high-class, high-tech channel, and that's how I do things here. All right, so basically I am going to press down with, if I can get it, all right, I'm going to press down on it, and then I'm going to compact it a little bit with this, and then I'll put it in my lip when we get back up top here. All right, but putting it in, so I'm going to bring the pencil back. The action is back, and then we are going to press down, and you know what? Since I'm going to be compacting it, I'm going to press down a little more, and then I'm going to press down, and that, if you can see it, is what will be going in my lip. But let's take it back up top, and we will get this going. And we are back. Anyway, so this is what we got going on. It is a cube in there about maybe down to here. All right. I have used this before. I have used it with American dry snuff to put it in my lip. And, you know, the thing works fine. It's just that since it's a plastic on plastic action, the plastic tends to stick on itself. And this was my remedy. Possibly slightly over-engineered. I maybe could have lubricated the act. I don't know. But this is what I did. We're doing broken pencils because that's how I roll. Oh, and I just lost the pencil. I just lost the pencil. I can't believe I was just talking about that and I lost the pencil. Okay, so I guess... yeah, alrighty then. And this is why I needed the pencil. Because it doesn't work. This thing doesn't work. And you know what the messed up thing is? I don't see the Metal X tools online anymore, which is sort of disturbing because they probably work just fine. So the reason why I'm using this was because I started getting a lot of product leaving, spitting out before. Wow, this is good. This is really good. I'm still going to be using a spittoon because I'm using this in the lower lip. Traditionally in Sweden, you put it in the upper lip, it creates less byproduct, and you don't need to spit. Last time on the Eaton review, I was losing product, and I mentioned it, and maybe people could tell as well. people in the know called that a mudslide and said that I needed to use one of these. Most likely they were referring or referencing a better one than this. Or hand bake it in my hand, which, you know, my hands with this channel come in enough contact with a bunch of stuff that I'd really not rather have on my hands in the first place. So I was like, okay, pearls it is. This thing is the only one I'm seeing of these anywhere, so I don't know what happened. This has got a citrus aspect going on. It sort of tastes like some SP nasal snuffs smell. Now, I don't know if they're using bergamot as the citrus, but I wouldn't be surprised if they are. It's got a bit of flavor and it's pretty darn good. Like, I mean, considering how tight that's packed, which is the reason I just pinched in the first one, with the pearls, there's a lot of flavor coming off it, surprisingly. There's not as much as, let's say, my Stoker Straight, but it's there. The nicotine level is definitely there. There's a mouthfeel, a contact mouthfeel right where it's at. Not quite as strong as the Eaton. Mind you, I don't want to call this like a discount product, but this product is significantly less than the Eaton. Okay, so the Eaton is about $4.50 a can, or $4.30, and Mustang is somewhere in the range of $3.30, okay, or $3.50. All right, so let's say the Eaton is $4.30 and the Mustang is $3.50, although I think it's a couple cents less than that. That's a can. You know, they always have deals if you buy, I guess, what amounts to a roll, in which case they are still rolling at 10 cans, like our rolls used to be. U.S. Smokeless Tobacco Company and American Snuff Company, not mentioning any names. Back when rolls were actually rolls, like logs. This is holding together, so the people that suggested that I use the little thing were completely right, as I thought they would be. I'm not really needing to spit too much. There is no mudslide happening. It's staying in place. It sort of marbles over, sort of like the American Dry Snuff, but for whatever reason, unlike the American Dry Snuff, this stuff still gives off flavor. And for me, most of them did not. They just marble over and there's no saliva moving in or out. It's just there in your lip. And you don't get a mouthfeel from it, so now you're wondering about nicotine. It's just, you know. This stuff coming out is a mess, just to let you know. Unless, I guess, you're experienced with it, I can only imagine the fiasco it would be for me if I put it in my upper lip. But you know what? This puts pretty big size in. The X-Tools were, I thought, round and smaller. Like, I don't know, like this, it's not like I put more of my own stuff in, but I hold on the side with that. I can't move this to the side. This size, though, in your upper lip, I don't know. I think that would look pretty goofy, especially if you can't start offsetting to the side and you're, like, up front, like. Anyway, this has been my review. It's pretty good stuff. I like the flavor aspect. The citrus is definitely, it's not like out in left field different, but to me, it's a nice mix-up, and I will be using more of this I believe. So this has been my review of Mustang loose snus. The place I got this at is snusdirect.com. Keep in mind the shipping from Sweden. All right, it got here fairly quickly and in good order, but keep that in mind. You don't go to something like that and buy one product or two products. Anyway, I am the Suit&Tie Dip&ChewGuy. I do thank you for watching. Do take care of yourselves, and as always, God bless.